Hey YouTube, what the crap's going on? Air Carthage here. Let's talk a little bit about some unit upgrades. Of course, all this could change very soon when they release Fall of the Samurai. It seems like every time CA releases a new patch or something like that, it kind of changes the way that you need to do your unit upgrades and everything, but I'll just kind of give you a little bit of the state of the game right now. But like I said, you never know how that's going to change. I've heard one of the special abilities for generals on the Fall of the Samurai is like being able to call in like a naval strike, basically, which is probably going to put an end to some of the whole stand and fight business. So that'll be interesting to see. But in any case, I've got quite a few veterans. Some of them are useful, some of them aren't. I just haven't really messed with my veteran slots a whole lot, to be honest. Some of the better units you probably want to focus on, the Long Yari Ashigaru and the Wako Raiders are definitely worth your money. I would only upgrade like attack and, I don't know, attack and charge are really good for sword units. Defense is good, but not as necessary. Now in a spear unit, obviously defense is a lot of their strength. So, like on the Long Yari, you want to upgrade their attack and defense and really focus on defense. Bonus versus cav can be helpful. I've upgraded some of my Naginata Samurai with the bigger bonus versus cav. It just helps them cut down cavalry faster. Most people aren't dumb enough to get cavalry mixed up with these guys, but it does happen. But a Yari Sam, of course, is good against cav to begin with. So, and I mean, you could always upgrade these guys versus cav just so that in the odd chance you do catch up with them. But I mean, it does make the unit cost more. I just like upgrading attack, morale, and defense basically on the Yari Samurai. The Anabushi Heroine is a cool unit. Check out the stats on this one. Huge melee attack, good charge bonus, not a whole lot of melee defense, but huge morale also. Their bow isn't very effective just because there's so few units and they're light, but if you get these women into the right spots, like I think the last battle I used them in, they got like 107 kills before they died, which for an 18-person unit, that isn't that bad. I mean, they're definitely pulling their weight, and they can do more if you use them right. So interesting unit. Anyway, yeah. Bows are still helpful too. I'm using a retainer right now that makes my monk unit more expensive, so that's why they look more expensive. Bow samurai are a handy unit. Of course, monks are still deadly bow units, but I mean, obviously the Daikyu samurai is probably one of the deadliest bow units in the game for sure, just because of the numbers and the armor and stuff like that. Very deadly unit. Matchlock units, their reload skill upgrades by 5 now instead of 10 per upgrade, so it's a lot slower. So the Matchlock Monk is probably one of the better units, just per money. Like you can use like an unupgraded one. Now they are capped to 1. I do have some Matchlock Samurai that are pretty expensive. One of these has Rapid Volley, which used to be a pretty cool feature, but now for the price, Rapid Volley doesn't really, make a huge difference. That unit's probably worthless. Same thing on my Heavy Gunner. I had Rapid Volley on this thing back in the day, just because it's hilarious. Like before they patched this thing, you could turn on Rapid Volley and it'd get like 600 kills or something like that. It was absolutely ludicrous. But in any case, they've patched that since then, obviously. Yeah, I've got some monks here, Nagi Sam, I've got sword units. I kind of keep just like a good variety of units going on. I'm not one of those people that likes to focus everything all at once. I've got a bunch of Yari Cav, bunch of Bow Cav, obviously. I got some Katana Cav. Apache's Pain Train has some pretty nasty stats these days. And I'm going to give him another clan attack upgrade eventually. And probably push his attack up to, I think it pushes it up to 30. So yeah, it'll make that unit pretty cool. Now they're expensive, but I mean it's a fun unit to use because if you get them in right, they'll do a ton of killing. Let's build a little bit of an army here, and I'm trying to think what I want to use. I haven't gone. I mean, I don't want to go like super bow heavy, but I don't usually go bow heavy. But I'm thinking maybe let's think of something fun we can do here. The bow hero just never seems to pull its weight, so I don't really want to bring it. I don't know, it might be fun though. I never bring hero units. Yeah, I never bring hero units. Maybe I should bring a hero unit. Got the Katana Hero here. Maybe I can bring the Katana Hero. This unit didn't get that beat up in the last fight, so I'll bring it. Bring the Katana Hero. Let's bring... If I'm going to use the Katana Hero though, I'm going to need some units to kind of help get it into combat. Let's bring the Daikyu Samurai. Just bring the one unit of them so that way they'll be my kind of missile unit. Let's bring a Matchlock unit. Again, my monks are more expensive because the retainer I'm using, so I'll bring one Matchlock Samurai. And it's already a pretty expensive bunch of troops that I have. Let's think what'll go well with Those kind of troops, so I'm gonna need some spears to protect them. So let's bring some. Let's bring 3 Naginata samurai. So I've got 4 or 5 good infantry units. Plus the matchlock. I probably want to bring 1 more infantry unit. I wish my long area wasn't trashed. I'll bring this Yari Sam. So I need some cav now. Let's toss in a couple Yari cav. And let's bring Patchy's Pain Train just for fun. And let's bring the Anabushi Heroine just for kicks. And let's throw some Naginata attendants in here. Okay, yeah, sorry, it's kind of taking me a while to get this. Let's go ahead and swing into matchmaking and find a match. This isn't really like the world's strongest army by any means, but it should be kind of fun. I never use hero units, so we'll see if I can effectively use the Katana Hero. It's not always easy to do, but we'll see what happens. I'll probably get thrown into a match, though, that's not a large fun, so that'll force me to, like, switch up my army. Let's see, we got... I'll come back in a minute once we found the match, so you don't have to sit through all that. Well, I mean, there it goes. Oh, Clan Long. I've had some interesting experience with this guy. Bays of Many Faces. Huh. Don't know that my army is really super well set for that map. I do have some range, though. Got a matchlock unit. Got some decent cav. Well, we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. These Clan Long guys bring some pretty cheesy armies sometimes. I'm not trying to be mean to the Clan Long guys, but I'm sorry, I have. I've played a bunch of people in your clan. Some of them are completely normal. Nothing wrong with it, but some of your guys do bring some super cheesy armies. That's not to say that someone from the Arab Carthage fan club might not bring a cheesy army sometimes too. I know, it's just the way people are, but it just seems like for me in the past I've had like an interesting history. Clan Long bring weird stuff. So, alright, he's ready to go. Let's do this thing. I really don't know that this is the greatest army for me to be using here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hide that matchlock samurai unit with one of my Nagi attendants and try and get like an ambush shot on some of his units. I'll probably hide a little bit of my cavalry. We'll just try some my Daiki samurai. I'm hoping my opponent didn't bring more bows than me. He very well could have. If he does, I'm going to be in trouble. Obviously, I'm going to put my Waka Raider up there and try and get a hold of that Morale Shrine as quick as possible. He might go for the Sword Dojo. I guess that's kind of okay if he does. We'll see. I don't know. We'll have to think this through. This map is interesting. This is a very, very strategic map just because you got the Sword Dojo and the Morale Shrine, and both of them are a long ways from each other. And the terrain is very interesting. There's points where you have to move around, so there's choke points. There's some pretty serious terrain on this map, so it's definitely going to make this interesting. And then that depends on what kind of army my opponent's bringing too, because I don't know what's real popular with the Clan Long guys. But back in the day, I know they used to bring like a freak load of Matchlock Ashigaru and Yari Ashigaru and do that kind of stuff. So you got the untrained Fugu Cook, which really doesn't bother me. It's only going to affect my Katana Hero and my Waka Raider, which doesn't really matter. I've played the Fugu Cook on him. So let's see. Let's set up my little ambush thing, like I said here. So I'll put these guys here in the woods. So we got the little ambush deal set up. The rest of my troops, I want them to be ready to rush this deal here. So I'm going to like kind of bunch them all up. Put those guys right there, actually. Where's my Waka Raider? I'm going to turn the fire at will off of that Anabushi Heroine. And I'm going to hide this Katana Cab back here. Actually, I'll take the Katana Cav forward. I'll hide one Yari Cav back here, and then put the other Yari Cav right here. And then I'm going to put these, let's put these units in a group so I can move them faster. And then let's put these 2 cav units right up here at the front, just in case my opponent wasn't smart enough to lead his army with swords. We'll hammer down into him if he's going to rush the shrine thing here. Okay, my opponent hasn't deployed for the shrine, so I'm going to run for it, because this is a good position up here. Crap, I forgot to deploy my Daiki Samurai. I don't know if I can get them out of there fast enough, but it may tempt his guys into that trap there too. Okay, he's going to rush forward this way. He's got a bow warrior monk unit there, and he's also got his own matchlock unit. I think I'm going to leave the Daiki Samurai down here. I'm actually going to turn my troops kind of towards these woods here. I'll let my Waka Raiders capture the shrine. Great Guard, that doesn't surprise me. My opponent's troops aren't super good. I'm mostly worried about his matchlock unit and his bow unit. Spread my troops out a little bit. Looks like I am going to capture the morale shrine. So he's got his Great Guard right here. I might be able to pin them up if he gets them into a bad position. I do have this matchlock unit hidden here. This matchlock unit could come in real handy to ambush that Great Guard. Now what happened to my Daiki Samurai? I need to move it up and skirmish. My opponent probably should be going for that sword dojo. Looks like he's going to. I'm going to move up my Daiki Samurai and start skirmishing. And I'm going to start sneaking my Waka Raider over to this side. Don't know if that'll be smart or not, but I'll try it. I'm going to use these woods for cover against his missile units. It's kind of interesting that he's decided to deploy right there. I'm wondering if he has something hidden. I mean, he's still got quite a few troops left. He could have some Kisho Ninja out somewhere or something too. So I should be cautious.
Our hidden units have been
What
discovered.
hidden unit? Oh crap. My Waka Raider's visible? Why is my Waka Raider visible? Well, it's not good that it's visible. I'm not sure why. Oh. Crap. He did have hidden cav. Not good. And it was Katana Cav. Dang it.
Our hidden units have been discovered, my lord.
Let's see if we can kill this Katana Cav unit. He's going to really push the attack against my bows, because he's going to want them out of the fight. So I've got to try and save every bow unit that I can. They've taken some pretty severe damage, though. So that was a pretty good sacrifice on his part, to be honest. Yeah, that's a pretty good job on his part, getting those troops up against me. Really good job, to be honest. That was a pretty costly attack for me. Why are my Waka Raiders visible this whole time? They can hide anywhere. I don't really understand what it is that's... Oh, it's because his routing troops there. As soon as those guys rehide, I'm gonna try and sneak them back around slowly. Yeah, that was a really good job on my opponent's part there. Really good job. I'm in trouble now without those bows. And he obviously doesn't want to fight me in these woods. Let's see, he's got that other katana cav. These two great guards. So he spent a lot of money on these great guards, and I have a lot of spear units. I feel pretty confident in my ability to cause quite a bit of damage against those great guard. I kind of like to waste some of the ammunition as bow monks. His bow monks are only 175 range also, but since I lost so many of my Daiki samurai, he can win that fight. Okay, my Walker Raiders are hidden again, so let's start sneaking around. I can't really come out in the open. I don't really blame my opponent for not wanting to attack me, though, just because I do have a pretty good position in the woods, and he doesn't know what else I have hidden. He might have gotten a good look at it, though. Just while that stuff was going on, I really wish that he hadn't seen my Matchlock Samurai, because those guys were hopefully what I was going to use to help get an edge on his Great Guard. Of course, I don't want to give away this cav unit here either. Try doing a little sneaking around here. Definitely no way I can get at these bows. He can protect him with the Matchlock monks and his Great Guard. Let's see what my opponent's up to here. He might use... He's probably going to use kind of a multifaceted approach here. That Katana Cav's going that direction, which means I better go ahead and just pull off this Walker Raider. I'll try and pull the Walker Raider like clear over to here or something. His Matchlocks are going to have to get super close to be able to do anything, so I'm not going to worry too much about them. The woods are going to give some excellent cover to my... he's going to try and sneak his Katana Cav through here again, but I'll have this Nage Attendant unit waiting, and then I'll pull up this other spear unit to guard here. I just want to skirmish for as long as I can, kill as many of his bow monks as I can, and then that'll put me in a good position to be able to stay in this fight. And I'll try and sneak my Walker Raiders over here to maybe help assist my Cav against that Great Guard. So here comes his Katana Cav. This is a good move by my opponent. He's making kind of a multifaceted approach here. I'm going to move these guys into cover and take these Nagi Attendants into his Matchlock monks. That'll force his Matchlock monks back.
Our general is in grave danger.
How's Patchy in danger? Maybe one of the Matchlock shots overshot his head or something. Yeah, this is going to allow me to mostly neutralize his bow monks and keep his Matchlock monks out of that fight. That terrain's really working in my favor there. Okay, my opponent's going to pull back. His plan was good. I just definitely have a terrain advantage. Darn it, I accidentally pushed my guys forward too much. I'm going to keep chasing back his Matchlock monks. I don't want them to be able to do anything. He's probably trying to stop and fire with him right there, so I'll keep that terrain advantage. He's going to try and go for my bows again, but I'm going to keep these spear units close. That terrain being the way it is going to really help me out. Good, his bow monks are just about as weak as my Daiki Samurai at this point.
Our hidden units have been discovered, my lord.
He's trying to maneuver around my spears and still get at my bows. which he's going to successfully do. But it's going to cost him a katana cav unit. And his bows have pretty much been neutralized.
Hidden units, my lord! Treacherously
Where's the hidden units? I shouldn't have wasted my Naginata attendant, but I did kill quite a few of his matchlock monks. So I'll take that. I'll just keep running after him until they wrap. And my bows did somehow manage to stay in the fight. And then I'll use my... Actually, I don't want to give away my Anabushi unit. I probably should, though. Because I need to skirmish down these bow monks. He's going to try and go for my matchlock samurai. Which I'm gonna. He can't see them yet. If he gets just a little bit closer, I'll be able to shoot his. I'll be able to shoot his matchlock monks, which they're in range now. Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him! Good. That's gonna take his matchlock monks out of the fight. He's probably just trying to spot some of my units at this point. Okay, so I took his matchlock, or his bow monks out of the fight. He's still got his matchlock monks. This is going to put me with a little bit of advantage. I am very much concerned about his cavalry at this point, though. My Anabushi heroine. I'm not sure how much of my other units that he's familiar with at this moment. Let's reposition some of my units. I'm going to turn off the fire at will on my Anabushi unit. I'm going to bring it over here. Or actually, what's he doing now? Bringing up his general... Oh, he's probably trying to scout my position here in the woods. Or no, he's going to skirmish a little with his gen.
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shameful display.
Yeah, he's just going to bring up his general unit to knock my bows out. That was a pretty smart move. Alright, so we're both kind of in a standoff here. So I don't remember how much of his katana cav unit got away. I'm definitely worried about these great guards. Those guys have some huge attack, good morale, and a fantastic charge. They will destroy my cav unless I properly support my cav. I'll try and keep this Yari Samurai unit. Otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good about my ability to fight here. So what I will do is, let's see, what do I got left as far as Nagi attendants? Let's pull up some Nagi attendants. Let's pull up my Naginata Samurai. Let's pull up my Jin. And then let's pull up my Katana Hero. I'll put my Matchlock Samurai behind these guys. I'm going to pull up kind of a battle line here. I'm going to keep these Yari Sam hidden. I'm not sure if my opponent knows about them or not. He very well could, but sometimes they'll forget about them. And I'm going to keep them close. I'm going to keep these supporting units with my cav because it's great. I'm pretty sure the rest of my infantry over here can handle his infantry. He's got these Katana Samurai that are pretty good, but they're not that good. I don't know what else he's got. He did spend quite a lot of money on those Great Guards, so if I can neutralize the Great Guard, that's going to really give me the advantage here. Playing defensively here was kind of one of my only options, to be honest. He's going to pull up and start trying to skirmish my my Matchlock Samurai. That's fine. I'm just going to push this whole group forward at this point and force his general back. So I'm going to kind of come up over this rise. His general's bow is not going to do a severe amount of damage to me, so I'm not super worried about it. And I kind of want to keep my cav here. I want to keep him tempted to go after Patchy, and then I'll have all these units ready to spring on this Great Guard. And I'll have my Waka Raiders up here too. I've got a hill position here too. My opponent's charging uphill. I just hammered his Katana Samurai unit. I'm going to fling this unit back out to the flank. I'm going to kite these units back. And going to run Patchy up into stand and fight. That's going to probably tempt him up here. Yep, there comes this Great Guard after Patchy, just like I'd hoped. All I got to do is intercept that Great Guard. Now I'm going to hit them from behind.
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shameful display.
Doing alright so far. I need to get my Katana hero down here where he can lend a hand. Thinking that's going to be the spot. I got to get this Great Guard out of the fight. Getting that Yari Samurai in the fight is going to really neutralize this Great Guard. He does have a unit into Patchy. It's a Nagi Warrior Monk. That scares me. I'm going to keep his matchlocks busy there. I really think I've got this fight taken care of, but I don't know for certain. I'm pretty sure I've got it, though.
Our men are running from the
I am losing some men.
shameful display.
His Great Guard is being neutralized, so I can get this cav back out here. Alright, this turned out to be a pretty good fight. My opponent was a good player. I think he spent a little too much money on his Great Guard, and then me keeping that trap sprung right here. Like, Great Guard is intentionally brought to take out stand and fight generals, and so by me keeping that trap ready to go for his Great Guard, I mean, it was just, I mean, it's obvious what he was going to do with his Great Guard, because that's what he should do with it, and that's the reason why you bring it. So that's kind of gave me an advantage there. And then I used my Anabushi and other units to slow down that Great Guard and then get my Yari Samurai into that fight. So that was a costly victory. Good game to my opponent. Looks, I didn't realize he was wanting me to attack. I did kind of attack him in the end, though, but once I got in the right position. But I did force him into some bad terrain decisions. If I were him, I would have made me come a little farther down that hill, because he did technically outrange me with his matchlock monks. Let's end the battle and go take a look at the unit statistics, see what you think there. Alright, let's see what we got here. That's kind of a fun match. My opponent, he had a pretty decent army, and the thing is with Great Guard is you gotta be patient with them. I mean, they're freaking strong units. His army was a little smaller than mine, not a whole lot, less than 100 men different. Mine was a little more diversified than his. My Naginata, jeez, man, these Naginata samurai just beasts sometimes. Holy crap. I love Naginata samurai. Now they're not perfect. I mean, they'll get beasted up pretty bad by good swords, but when they have like that kind of uphill position, they're just so heavy that when those guys come charging downhill with all that armor and their decent attacking stuff, they're just hard to take out. My Katana hero whipped up 69 kills for 1 loss against that monk unit that was attacking Patchy. Trying to see where Patchy's at on here. So Patchy got himself... Wow. Patchy held out pretty well against that monk unit. Better than I thought he would. Patchy's Pain Train, of course, was in the fight with the Great Guard, so he didn't get a whole lot of kills. The Onabusha Hirin did a good job, actually, of kind of slowing down that Great Guard. It's a good unit. It'll stay in the fight for a while because it's high morale. So even though it didn't get a whole lot of kills, it came in handy. My Waka Raiders, of course, just supporting that fight also. Interesting. Fun fight. Let's see how some of his units did. Yeah, you can see his Katana Samurai just got absolutely whacked. His Nodachi Samurai got whacked too. His Great Guard, you can see how many kills these guys got, even with the kind of surrounding that I had on them. So now you know why I took those Great Guards so seriously and surrounded them like that, because those guys are very powerful. His Katana Cav got wasted a little early on in the fight. I do agree with what he was doing, though, trying to take out my bows. It just didn't go as well for him as it could have. It got very close to going well, but you saw that I kept forcing my bows away from that fight, and that was the only thing that saved me. Anyway, interesting fight. Good game to my opponent. Hope you enjoyed that. He definitely didn't bring what I would have considered to be one of the weird clan long armies like I saw in the past. So, yeah, good game. Enjoyable. Hope you enjoyed the footage.